And welcome again to Beit Yaakov. We now come in our story to one of the great rabbinic rabbis of the Middle Ages, Rambam, and his uh, testimony to the historical Jesus. Because Rambam will be citing Jewish sources, whereas he would not have got his tradition regarding Jesus from Christians. He would have got it from Jewish sources, which testifies to an independent tradition regarding the historical Jesus. Maimonides was a very highly revered 13th century rabbi. There was a saying back during the 13th century that there was never a greater man than Maimonides except Moses. He was given the nickname Rambam. Maimonides, son of Mammon, wrote a 14-volume work called the Mishneh Torah, in which he made multiple references to the historical existence of Jesus of Nazareth. However, in the year 1631, Catholic and Jewish authorities censored this 14th volume, removing all references to Jesus. This was done because of the multiple derogatory references to Jesus of Nazareth. During the Spanish Inquisition, certain members of the Catholic Church used Maimonides' work and his negative references about Jesus to justify killing of Jews. Consequently, these references were removed from most of the extant volumes of Maimonides' writings. An excerpt from the uncensored versions of the Mishneh Torah is a remarkable historical reference to Jesus. Here it is. Heaven, the last frontier, Jeffrey Grant, etc. Jesus of Nazareth, who aspired to be the Messiah and was executed by the court, was also alluded to in Daniel's prophecies, Daniel 11:14, as the vulgar, that is common, among your people shall exalt themselves in an attempt to fulfill the vision. But they shall stumble. Can there be a greater stumbling block than Christianity? All the prophets spoke of the Messiah. Actually, in the text it says, can there be a greater stumbling block than this? All the prophets spoke of the Messiah as the Redeemer of Israel and its Savior, who would gather their dispersed and strengthen their observation of the mitzvot, the commandments. By contrast, in brackets Christianity, caused the Jews to be slain by the sword, their remnant to be scattered and humbled, the Torah to be altered, and the majority of the world to err and serve a God other than the Lord. Nevertheless, the intent of the Creator of the world is not within the power of man to comprehend, for his ways are not our ways, nor are his thoughts our thoughts. Ultimately, all the deeds of Jesus of Nazareth and the Ishmaelite who arose after him will only serve to prepare the way for Messiah's coming and the improvement of the entire world, motivating the nations to serve God together, as Zephaniah 3:9 states. I will make the peoples pure of speech, and they will all call upon the name of God and serve him with one purpose. Now, I would like to make a note about this. Notice, Maimonides says, can there be a greater stumbling block than this? He doesn't say Christianity, but I think he doesn't say Christianity. But in the next one he says, by contrast, it caused the Jews to be slain by the sword, their remnant to be scattered and humbled, the Torah to be altered, and the majority of war to err and serve a God other than the Lord. Here is evidence that Maimonides, like me, was a monolatrist. He did not believe in the monotheism we see out there, which pretends that there are no false gods. He recognizes the position not just that there is one true God, but that there are false gods. He says they were taught to err and to worship a God other than the Lord. Now, even if Maimonides was incorrect in his assessment of what happened in the space of the Christian faith, the fact is that his admission that there could be a God other than the Lord indicates again that he agrees with my monolatry. We recognize that there are false gods, just as the first commandment states, Lo yehye lacha Elohim acharim al panai. Don't take for yourself gods, other gods before my face. Okay, we'll continue with the commentary from Mark Eastman. Here, Maimonides, writing in the 13th century, verifies that Jesus of Nazareth was executed by the Sanhedrin. Now notice that, the Sanhedrin. Maimonides thinks Jesus was executed by the Sanhedrin. Here is a wonder of all wonders. The New Testament testifies that it was the Romans, the Italians, who crucified Jesus Christ. That's what the New Testament testifies. At least that's what the Gospels testify. Here we have a Jewish source, Maimonides, and he believes Jesus was crucified by the Sanhedrin. That's a Jewish court. Maimonides puts the trial and the death of Jesus on the hands of a Jewish court. It is fascinating that Maimonides calls Jesus and his church a stumbling block. I don't think Maimonides remembered that the Tanakh states that the Messiah would be a stumbling block to both houses of Israel. He will be as a sanctuary, but a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense to both houses of Israel, as a trap and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Isaiah 8:14. Surely Jesus of Nazareth was a historical figure, and his life, message, ministry was a stumbling block to Jews of his day. Okay, that's the rabbi evidence, or some of it.